you've become acclimated to a specific environment that offers you unique experiences that you have familiarized yourself with being normal, life, everyday, comfortable, this is safe. But the inherent dilemma being suffered here unconsciously is that what you're plugged into is not healthy for you. It's not good for you. It's not a beneficial element of energy being transmitted to you. You're actually siphoning off of something that's killing you from the inside out. So that's why you gravitate towards the imagery, the projections, the videos, content that you do, because it's your programming that forces you to gravitate to these things, establishing and maintaining a connection with them, knowing that it's only going to serve to reinforce, fortify, and solidify the very system that's controlling you from an external remote source. So it's up to you to differentiate between what is real and what is fake, what is illusion and what is reality, what actually means something to you of substance, not image and things that look pretty but aren't offering you anything. Because after all, you are what you eat, and that also extends to the fact that you are the content that you consume. Your mind is a glass, only from which your life shall drink. So if you're pouring into that glass toxicity and putrid poison from social media, TikTok, all of the garbage, that's exactly what your life is going to be a direct representation of. You will become the very embodiment of the source of information where you're deriving all of these things from. Whatever you derive from this as a source of sustenance, that's what your life becomes. If you're eating junk food, that's what your body's going to be. If you're siphoning from sources that are toxic and putrid, constantly inundating yourself, bombarding yourself with these things, that's what your life becomes. You can make this life whatever you want. You can turn this place into whatever you want it to be. It's just that you're conditioned in such a way to not allow that to happen. Because all of these program mechanisms that are gravitating your awareness towards making a connection to these energy vampires is what is preventing you from realizing your power and your true potential that is unlimited. They don't want you to awaken to this. They don't want you to, rise up. They want you to remain dormant in a sleepless slumber. I said before, everything is done by design in their system. Nothing is by accident. And they don't want people to start realizing, wait a minute, I'm being lied to here. They don't want that. So that's what you're just going to get, more of the same, because to you it's safe. Oh, this is good, this works, I like this. I don't want to hear the truth. Just want to hear their version of what that is. And I just want to go with that. I remember when the whole thing broke out a few years ago, the big scamorama, the pandemic. I remember when I had conversations with people that I live with, and I was just confronting them with absolute full-blown proof, facts and proof from medical doctors, board-certified medical doctors that weren't down with this whole scam. And they actually told me, I don't want to hear the truth. Of course not, because it doesn't jive with the narrative that makes you feel safe inside that vibrational environment that the system controls. Because then it's going to force you to actually face something that you're not prepared or ready to handle, and that's actual reality. That there are other things. The earth is not the only living thing. There's extraterrestrials, there's giants, there's all kinds of stuff. There's beings like Sasquatch, Loch Ness Monster, dinosaurs, all that stuff. They told you dinosaurs went extinct. That's a lie. Dinosaurs didn't go extinct. How do you know? Because they told you. Just like they tell you, don't look at the sun. They also tell you, don't eat these things from nature. Strawberries will kill you. Don't eat pineapples. Don't eat fruits and vegetables. Just go to the store and get your multiple vitamins. Those are healthy for you. And you listen. Researchers from the Institute of such and such just concluded their study and their research in saying that anything that God makes is poisonous, and everything that is made in a factory, in a manufacturing plant, is good for you. So you listen to us and do what we tell you to do. And people listen to this stuff because they can't think for themselves, because they were not made aware from the beginning that you need to be proactive and autonomous, and we're just going to let you know you are unlimited. Imagine if you were motivated at birth to realize your truest unlimited transformative potential energy. Who and what would you be right now? Your life would be drastically different. It would be so much different, so vastly different. It would be unrecognizable in comparison to what you're existing in right now, a vacuum, a vacuous chasm, an abyssal plane of unconsciousness. that you're just ready for the next feed. I mean, look at the news. Elderly people watch the news, right? Young people couldn't connect with social media and TikTok. It's the same thing. It's controlled by the same 6 guys that own all of that stuff. So if you really look at it, when you watch these things, for however many years you've been watching them, you're taking in all this energy, this low vibrational density that you're just consuming. What are you doing with that information once you receive it? Like, you give an example. Elderly people watch the news every night. They watch it for 50 years. Okay, it's the same thing every night. Top of the story, breaking news, murder, death, violence, rape, war, crime, same garbage. Okay, so my point is this. If these people are watching this stuff every day and they're receiving this information, the news, the information, right? The up-to-date stuff, what's going on in the world, what are they doing with it? What is the point of receiving this information? Are you going to change the world? No, you're just consuming more of the same garbage. That's why they are what they are. Anybody who watches the news is low vibrational and negative. That's why they're watching the news. Anybody who's on TikTok is low vibrational, because that's what it's feeding you. It's just feeding you made up nonsense and garbage, that it's just satiating the morbid curiosity of your egocentric belief system. That's your reptilian brain. That's the portion of your subconscious brain that they're exploiting and manipulating. That's why they get you to gravitate to these things, because you're connecting your energy with them. And in doing so, you're actually powering up different experiences on other planets that you don't realize that are happening off of this earth. And you're also manifesting their agenda, and they're harnessing the powers that you're transmitting unconsciously to do other things here on this earth. Opening up portals and God knows what else. Bringing in multi-dimensional, monsters, for lack of a better term, that just infest the inner sanctum of your imagination. These are subconscious demonic parasites, man. These is real stuff. I've seen them. I know exactly what they look like. They're just voracious predators, metaphysical predators. You don't see them, you don't perceive them, because your 5 senses are limited in their ability. But I'm telling you right now, if you connect with a video like any of these rap videos, it's all garbage. It's all garbage. They're throwing up their satanic symbols and all the Freemasonry and all. It's just loaded with stuff in there. And they want you to do the same. All that chanting that they do, they want you to mimic it, because what you're doing is you're actually sending energy to these demonic deities. And it's packaged in such a way. I was like, oh, this is my favorite rapper. He's cool. So I'm going to emulate him. Because people can't think for themselves. I remember when Friends came out, and Jennifer Aniston, she had her hairstyle a certain way. It was like the first 2 seasons. All of the young women had their hair done the same way. It was the same thing. Because they can't think for themselves. They have to be copies and mimics. They have to emulate. And this is clearly indicative of the fact that you cannot think for yourself. It's not that you don't have the capacity to do it at some future point. It's just that right now, in this present moment, the reason why you're watching TikTok and all of these things is the hope that somehow this generates an awakening within you. That's the premise why I have my videos up and running. Obviously, absolutely. But you folks have to want to be willing to take that step off that ledge of comfort and familiarity and what you refer to as normalcy and your comfort zone, that safety zone, and say, I can't keep staying here because it's killing me. It might look good, it might sound good, it might feel good, it might seem safe, but it's a freaking toxic waste dump. That it's built in such a way to garner you, to grab your attention, to pull you in, to make you feel safe. It's like a Venus flytrap. Once that fly is in there, whoop, done deal. That fly is digested. That's exactly what it is. It looks beautiful. It looks harmless. It looks safe. It appears to be okay. Let's enter inside. And once you're in and they have your energy, it's a done deal. That's why you see all of these things now happening, because now they're getting more and more bold. They want to integrate, and they want you to assimilate to what they've been doing for centuries. They want you to normalize it. They want you to become acclimated to what they do. And what they do is it's ungodly. It's unspeakable. All of the people that you revere, the things they do to children, I can't even say on this video because they would ban me for life. But the point I'm trying to make is that you have to start thinking for yourselves. There comes a time where you have to stop trying to be nurtured by external sources and start nurturing yourself. And you have to want to open yourself up to the universe by closing yourself off to that system. Because you can't have it both ways. It has to be one or the other. And it's up to you to make the decision what you do with your energy, what you do with it, where it goes, how to utilize it, what it's being used for, how often. Because I've said before I end this video, I just want to say something. If you're curious as to what has more power, the light or the darkness, just ask yourself one question. Where are you putting all your energy towards? And that's your answer. For your own journey, not for anyone else's. Have a blessed day.